Okay, so welcome everyone. Again, my name is Dr. Klinger for those of you who just joined. Mrs. Reader is joining me, and this year, obviously you're on here because your child is taking one or more cyber classes this school year. So again, my name is Dr. Klinger. I have been the coordinator for many years of the Gateway Cyber program since its inception. My email address is on there, mklinger@gatewayk12.org, as well as my office phone number and my work cell. So feel free to reach out if you're having any issues whatsoever within the program. Certainly we want to know, and we are here to support and help you.
I am Reagan Reader. I have been working with Dr. Klinger. This is actually our 4th school year together. We're a great team. We really enjoy working with one another and kind of tag team things here with cyber. But my specific role is the K-12 cyber special education facilitator, which is kind of a mouthful and means any students in our program K through 12 who have an IEP are on my roster, or I make modifications for them to make the program accessible and handle all their paperwork. There's my email and my work phone as well. So just a little bit more information about students who do have special needs in a diagnosed disability category. They're welcome to join us in the cyber program. Our program does utilize general education curriculum, but there are a lot of accommodations and modifications that I can make to the platforms to help the students be successful. So there are a lot of modifications that are built in for all students. So they get to have like 2 chances to take assessments and things like that, but I have the capability to increase that based on the student's needs. I include all of that in the specially designed instruction portion of the IEP if a student enters. We still have annual IEP meetings just as if they were in the building. And then I support those students with Zoom hours twice a week and offer extra support as needed. So there's a lot of ways that we can make the program accessible.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Reader.
Yeah, sure. And also I will say if any of your students have a 504 plan, you can reach out to Dr. Klinger or myself, but I'm happy to help with those as well.
Thank you. So today's agenda, we're just going to talk a little bit about the history of Gateway Cyber, what students typically enroll in the cyber program, and then some new information for 23-24. So the first thing is the history of the cyber program. As you can see, we have completed 13 years within Gateway Cyber program. Year 1 was way back in 2010 and 11, where we were just starting the program, just getting our feet wet, and we had 27 students in the program. As you can see, it's increased every single year. And last year we did enroll 504 students in at least one or more classes. So we're proud of the growth. And while we know that we're growing, we're trying to improve and make the program better year after year. So that is that. Who enrolls? So who enrolls in Gateway Cyber? Many students enroll, as you can see, in Gateway Cyber. Students with some medical conditions, maybe having surgery, or just students who have some emotional or mental health needs that they need to take care of, students who feel that they don't fit in. There's obviously students that get in trouble in school. So with discipline infractions, they are placed in the cyber program. We do have working students. We have athletes, dancers, students who are traveling the United States with sports, students who benefit from self-paced activities, and then really all students, from gifted to academic to special needs students. We definitely want all students within our program and have all students within the program. So this year's information, obviously right now is our orientation. Our school year does begin tomorrow, August 24th. It is asynchronous, not live, and we do not use Google Classroom. Last year, I got many parents saying, hey, nothing's showing up on Google Classroom. We do not use Google Classroom. So we use Edgenuity, Imagine Learning, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in a second, and Accelerate for our elementary. So we're asking students to log in each day, 5 days per week, and we would love for the students to set a schedule. So make sure that you set a schedule with your child, a specific time each day to complete the work. Enrollment and removal is at the quarter breaks only. But again, if you find out by Friday that your student cannot do this or your child cannot do this, if you give us a call, we'll certainly unenroll them at that point. But once they stay in there for, say a week, we do not allow them to unenroll. They must stay in for the quarter. So I always suggest that they get on every single class those first couple days, make sure that the classes fit their personality, and if they don't, let us know right away. The curriculum, again, all students K-5 use Accelerate Education. This year, if you are grades K1, 2, or 3, Mrs. Reader, who's on this call, is the teacher. Do you want to say anything about that, Mrs. Reader?
Yeah, I forgot when I introduced myself. This year, I am going to be the teacher of record for grades K-3 in the Accelerate program. Accelerate is definitely more of an elementary style and approach to learning. There's more color and interaction and videos that are geared towards our younger kids. So if you need anything with the Accelerate program, I am K-3. We have a teacher from Cleveland Stewart Elementary named Mrs. Mulcairn, who is our 4th and 5th grade teacher. But I'm excited to be teaching elementary. I've mostly been doing high school work lately, and so I'm excited to take over that role as well.
Okay, and then the 6 to 12 will be Edgenuity. Edgenuity we have used for years, and it is a great program. We have a lot of new staff coming on this year, plus our staff that was there last year because of the increase in enrollment. So they are Gateway teachers who will be teaching the courses. You will get to know each one of them. But again, you can reach out to them with any content related issues or just questions. You definitely want to reach out to that teacher of record. I should say that they are aligned with the Pennsylvania State Standards and Common Core, and this program is NCAA approved. So that is wonderful. It's actually not letting me click for some reason to the next screen. Just give me 1 second.
While she figures that out, if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to put that in the chat, and we can answer any questions that you have. I think you should have like a raise hand feature and a Q&A feature. So feel free to ask questions while she troubleshoots that. We are well aware that technology is awesome when it works.
So, Mrs. Reader, it's actually,
Yeah.
wait.
I actually have a question. So let me.
Maybe you can share your, wait, that actually worked. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Someone asked a question. So Terry, do you want to ask your question before we try to reshare the screen?
I think the chat is disabled. At least for me, it is.
Well, that is good to know. Well, while she shares, I will see if I can work on that. Thanks for telling me.
Terry, do you have a question that you want to ask just out loud while she's working on that? Because you certainly can.
No, I was just going to introduce my child in the chat.
Oh,
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Here, I'm going to change the settings. Let's see. Why don't you give it a shot real quick while before we move on? Can you see if that works now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
No, my chat still says disabled, but I'm good.
Okay. All right. I tried
does
to change some settings. So if you want to give it a try again, go for it. I think I changed the setting. There it is. All right.
Okay.
Back to Dr. Klinger. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, I am so sorry about that. My computer, I use Zoom every day of my life, and I don't know why I did that to me. So back to the curriculum, just K-5, we do offer math, English, science, and social studies. We are offering PE for quarter 1 and 2 and art quarter 3 and 4. We are going to possibly try music. We are talking with the AIU regarding what exactly needs to be done with music. So we may be offering music this year. So stay tuned for that. We do have a music teacher that is available to teach that. But again, I have not found out from upper administration if that will be offered. If it is, it will be later in the school year, either quarter 3 or quarter 4. Next is Edgenuity. Edgenuity has a wide variety of electives. We have something called a graduation plan. Students need 4 years of English. They need 3 or 4 years of math and 3 or 4 years of science. So if you do 4 years of math, then you take 3 years of science. If you do 4 years of science, then you can do 3 years of math. We do have a lot of students, though, that choose to do 4 of math and 4 of science. Social studies, the students do need 4 years as well. Our gym, you need 1 full credit, a 0.25 in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. All high school students must take health. Typically, that is done during our 10th grade year. And then electives, again, as I said, there are a variety of electives, including foreign language. We offer Spanish, we offer French, we offer Latin. So we definitely do have a wide variety offered through our Edgenuity program. You may also hear me refer to it as Imagine Learning. Last year, Imagine Learning and Edgenuity kind of combined, and now they call it Imagine Learning Edgenuity. So just wanted to let you know, if you do hear that word Imagine Learning, that also is referring to our 6th through 12th program. This year, we do not offer any honors or AP classes. So if you would like your child in honors or AP, they would need to do that within the Gateway School District building, Gateway High School building. So dropping courses, we do give our parents and students the ability to really look at the class and try it out, and then be able to drop it within the first 9 school days. So Thursday would start day 1, and then they would have 9 days from that day. That does include weekends to complete, to drop the course. We just ask that the parent is the one that emails, and they let us know what class they plan on dropping, and then what they would like it replaced with. So we appreciate them being in the program, and would just want to make sure that they're happy within the classes that they're taking. The Gateway Cyber Handbook is available to you. I put it first in the welcome email, so you can click on that and go through each page. We do try to highlight in our orientation most of what is in there, but certainly please look over, and you can always refer to it throughout the year, not the 9 weeks, but the year. Technology and the internet. If you are grades 9 through 12, you will be receiving a Chromebook. Hopefully most of you have a Chromebook at this point, but if you do not, you're going to want to put, we call it a ticket in at helpdesk@gatewayk12.org. This would be the same place that if you do not have internet, you would need to put in a request. You can give your child's name, and the student can do it as well, but your child's name. You would also put on there your phone number and what school that student goes to. I would encourage you to write cyber school. That way they know, or Gateway Cyber. That way they know, that they need to get it out ASAP, because that child needs it to begin working. If you would like to CC me on it, you could certainly do that, or Mrs. Reader, because we are constantly following up as well with technology to just make sure that all of our students have the appropriate devices to begin their work. Anyone in grades K to 8 will receive an iPad. Same exact procedure. You're going to want to email helpdesk@gatewayk12.org. And then again, you'll receive an email when it is ready to be picked up. Now, you might receive an email back that says it is at your home district, because I know once school begins, they do try to put them at Moss Side if you're a Moss Side student, at the high school if you're a high school student. But we're filtering everything through the help desk at gatewayk12.org. And again, you'll get something back that says, you know, one way or another where that equipment is for your child. Technical support, this is the same help desk at gatewayk12.org and a phone number. But what we want you to know is anything that goes wrong with your computer, that is where you will contact. We do have several people working in that office or out of that office. If your computer's not working, they will try to diagnose it, you know, via the phone. If it doesn't work, then you will be asked to come to the auditorium at the high school, and they will meet you outside with equipment swap. But you never show up there unless you've called before, because they want to make sure that they can get it prepared for you prior to you coming in there. So then logging in. For K to 5, it does say click here and you will receive the presentation, but basically you will go to Web Start, you will tap on CY, tap on the accelerate button, and then enter your username and password. The username is the 3 letters and 3 numbers of your gateway email address, and your password is the 6-digit student ID. For 6 through 12, I'll click on 9 through 12 so you can see that. You are going to click on the Chrome icon. You will go to webstart.gatewayk12.org. You will click on Class Link, Learning Platforms, and then Edgenuity SSO. It will log you in automatically, so you do not need to worry about a username and password. It remembers it automatically because it is your computer. For 6 through 8, it's very much the same procedures. But again, you should have received that in your welcome email. So all of this information we're reviewing, but all of it can be found in that welcome email that we sent today and on Friday. Mrs. Reader, do you want to interject anything right now, or should I keep going?
No, I think you're good to keep going. If you're new to the district or not familiar with what WebStart is, I was going to say you can always access that by going to gatewayk12.org and going under like parent or student resources. There will be a spot that says WebStart, but on the students' devices, it should be more easily accessible. Like the iPads will have something that actually is an app for that. And if you have trouble finding it, just let us know.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Testing, we do the PSSA within our elementary and middle school buildings. And if a student is doing Algebra 1, we do that within the Gateway Middle School. But in high school, we always do the Keystone, Algebra 1, the literature, and the bio. So you will be expected to have your child come in and take those tests unless you choose to opt out, which is up to you 100%. The principal typically or counselor will get in touch with you and let you know the dates for testing, and they will make bus arrangements, or you can drop them off and then pick them up once it is completed. PSSA is normally, am I right, Mrs. Reader, March? Is it normally in March?
It's
March
usually
to April?
March or April.
Okay, and then Keystone, sometimes we do it in December, and then we do it again in May at the end of the course. So more information to let you guys know about, but we'll send that out as the school year progresses.
And just so you guys know, Keystones only apply to students who are currently in English grade level 10, biology, and algebra. So if your student is not taking one of those courses, then that will most likely not be the year that they're taking it unless they took it and need to retake it this year.
Yes, thank you so much. So the first 9 weeks, tomorrow again is the first day back to class. The midpoint is September 26th, and then the end date, which all assignments must be completed, will be October the 30th. So the way that we have both Accelerate and Edgenuity set up is in quarters. So the quarter will open tomorrow. Your students will be able to log on first thing tomorrow morning. And then each class has something called a course report in the upper grades and a to-do list in the lower grades. And it will show you what you need to do each and every day in order to be successful throughout the first 9 weeks. On October 30th, the courses will close within that next day or so, and then the next quarter will open. So all teachers, we did have a teacher meeting on Monday, Mrs. Reader and I. We introduced ourselves to all of the teachers. We explained exactly what they are needing to do within our program, and we let them know that October 30th is the final deadline for that quarter one. So again, students must complete all coursework while enrolled in the Cyber Academy. If there are 48 assignments, and I made that number up, but if there are 48 assignments in quarter one, all 48 must be completed and turned in by that deadline. Note that zeros will be added. So if you finish 20 assignments out of the 48, for those other 28 assignments, a student would receive zeros. So that's why we always say it is imperative to keep on track, to keep working each and every day and make sure that you're always on target. I'm not sure if I wrote this in the presentation, but parents do receive a weekly email with the student's progress. So if next week you do not receive that email, please let me know immediately. First check like junk and spam, just make sure that it didn't go in there. It does come directly from Accelerate and directly from Edgenuity, but we want parents to know every single week where that student is. The student must log in, we say 5 days a week, and progress adequately with passing grades. If a student is 18 or older and misses 10 consecutive days, he or she can be removed completely from Gateway High School, because when a student does not log in for that many days, we feel that the student is not invested in the education. So please just make sure if you do have a sickness in your family, or, if something terrible happens, obviously let us know. We are more than willing to work with you. You can turn in doctor's excuses to me if a child is going to miss, more than 1 or 2 days in a row. Pacing, this is more for the student. Are they behind? Are they on pace? Are they ahead? Adjust to that accordingly. Attendance, just work consistently every single day. The more time you take off, the harder it is to get caught up. So we definitely want to make sure that that student is working again each and every day. Performance, so some students can work every day, but they may not pass. So we want to make sure that we have a passing grade in each of our courses as well. A lot of our courses, you are allowed to take a quiz more than once. So we encourage that. If you get an 80 on a quiz, redo it and try to get that 90 or that 100. If you get a 70, it's going to take the higher grade. So it would take that first grade 80% instead of the 70. So it never hurts to go back, relearn, and retry that quiz again if it's offered in that course. Accountability. Email families pertinent information. This is, what we do. We do intervention. So we email as teachers and as the director of the program and the special ed facilitator. We phone call, we make calls. We have meetings. We set kids up on contracts and say, hey, if you are not doing what's expected, we really need you to come back into the building, or we need to change the day-to-day things that are going on that is prohibiting you from working in the program. We do file truancy. So if a student is not working and we've talked to the parent and we've tried phone calls and we've had meetings, or a parent doesn't show up at a meeting, then we would obviously file truancy on that family, because our goal as a district is to educate, the students, and we don't take that lightly. We want the students to learn. We don't want to have, everyone failing our program. And I believe it's been successful because this is what we do, and the teachers are, accountable and make sure that they're doing those things. We want students to progress adequately. We say approximately 1 hour per day per class, but we also realize that some classes do not take that long. So some classes could take 20 minutes, or some class might take 15, and another class might take 40. So we say about an hour per day to just start with that mindset is, I am in school and I need to be logged in each and every day. Check email daily. So this is more, for students. These teachers are going to be emailing. So I will be emailing. Mrs. Reader, if a student has an IEP, will be emailing. So please make sure that you're checking and responding to those emails. Follow the to-do list and the course reports. They are wonderful. Again, it will give you every assignment from day one all the way till the end of the year. And this is a very easy way to make sure that you are always on target.
Email. Follow up with that. Sorry, Dr.
Sure.
Klinger.
No, go ahead.
Follow up with that. We have found it very helpful for students of all ages, not just younger students, to really have like a daily schedule that they follow one way or another. And so if you need an example of one of those, we have lots of them that we've made for students over the years that we'd be happy to share with you. And you know your child best. So if your child needs a break midday and that works for your family, that's the beauty of cyber. You can do that. So if you need help setting something like that up, we're happy to provide that.
Thank you. Emails, please make sure that your email is updated and correct in Skyward. I do want you to know that Yahoo and AOL emails, they do not work. For some reason, when teachers and myself and Mrs. Reader are sending out a email from Skyward, they bounce back to us. We have reported it to our tech director, and there is no fix for it. This has been going on for several years. So if you do have a Yahoo email, please go on and either add a secondary email so we can email that, or just erase the Yahoo altogether for those purposes, and then add another email like a Gmail or Verizon or something like that. Both students and parents, again, this is vital. We communicate primarily by email with updates, important information, and dates and deadlines. So we never want to call a family and they say, we don't have an email, or we weren't checking, or we didn't get any, because it is a virtual program. And with so many students and families out there, it's the one sure way that we know everyone is receiving that information. This is just a sample email. I pulled this at the beginning of Q3. It just discussed Forbes open house, the end of the third 9 weeks, save the date for prom, the end of the quarter. We just reminded them when things were due, and then, scheduling for 9 to 12 was taking place. So this is a sample email that you will get from me. I do send almost every week an email just to kind of update you on the happenings of Gateway. If ever you do not see something that you need to know, like, hey, I haven't heard about Picture Day, or hey, when is prom? You can certainly reach out to me. I will find that information, and then I will add it to my weekly bulletin or weekly email, so that because if you're wondering that, then every parent in the cyber program is probably wondering that. So please do not hesitate to just email and let me know what you need, and I will certainly find that out. Here's just, again, another sample email, like end of year, when equipment is due, graduation rehearsal, final transcript, obligation. So I know it seems very lengthy, but again, it's definitely something that, we would need to let you know about. And then these are just some pictures. And then we just want to say thank you for your patience. We are getting a ton of emails each day about students enrolling in cyber. We really do our best to get back to you as quickly as possible. We definitely pride ourselves on just getting back, making sure every student is good. So, you know, does anyone have any questions? Mrs. Reader, I'll let you talk if you have anything else to say. And then everyone just try to log in tomorrow. Everything should be up and working. But obviously ask if if you cannot.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and end the recording and then we can take
Sure. Yep.
question?
I'll end the recording. Just give me 1 second.
Sure.